Sherry Wilt is Executive Director of the Bartlesville Chamber of Commerce, and she's with us right now. Sherry, good to see you, child.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Glad you could make the drive in. On the day we're taping this, there is the threat of weather in the next couple of days, serious weather, so we're all kind of tense.
Yeah, we have a golf tournament tomorrow when it's supposed to rain.
Oh,
so,
dandy.
yeah, we're really tense.
No kidding. Hey, your town has become our town in several quarters of this state.
Thank you.
And you've got a new campaign underway that we're going to show a little video of here in just a couple of minutes. But are you responsible for that?
I am one of the people responsible for it. It was a team effort. It started with, I was actually at a 4th of July party, and one of our major employers was there, and I was talking to him, and he said, you know, we've got great recruitment videos, in-house recruitment videos, but the missing piece for us, you know, these kids want to come, these younger families want to come, or they just don't know anything about Bartlesville. They hear Oklahoma, they hear a smaller town, some of them are a little apprehensive. We're coming, you know, from Big 8 campuses, Big 10 campuses and things. So he said but that's a missing piece for us. And we had just rebranded and done a new branding and everything. And so I thought, well, you know, you can't be the only one. So then I've got several other of our major employers around a table, and we just talked, and they were like, yeah, that was a need for all of them. So it's actually a partnership with the chamber. We were kind of driving it, but obviously it was Phillips 66 and ConocoPhillips, Siemens, ABB, the hospital, and then our development authority. And we all partnered together to do this project, and it turned out just great. We love it.
So when you say project, you mean this video that we're about to show a portion of. Why don't we do that? Because you just said something I'm going to pick up on after the video. You said something about a small town, and I never think of Bartlesville as a small town for some reason, but we'll get into that in just a minute. We're going to take a look at a portion of a video that asks a very important question from Bartlesville's perspective. Take a look at it.
When does an address become a home?
When does a city become your hometown?
Is it just a place you earn a check?
Is it just a place to draw the curtains at night?
It has got to be more than that.
I know what it is for me.
It's where I connect.
Connect to neighbors.
To a cause.
I connect to the future.
I connect with the world.
Home is a place where I can create.
It's where we create memories.
Stories that'll last.
My home is where I feel vibrant. It's where I feel alive.
It's a place you add to, a place you make better.
I feel a part of something.
Something that matters.
Something bigger.
Bartlesville is my home.
My home.
Our home.
A hometown. What a great concept, though. How simple and yet provocative, if you will, a video that you produced. And it was local talent that put that together.
Yes, it was. It's Pioneer Dream, and they grew up in Bartlesville. They do work for a lot of major companies, but they've chosen to remain in Bartlesville. They could have lived in Chicago. They've done lots of projects out in the Chicago area, and but they chose to stay in Bartlesville. So perfect to do it, because they knew the community inside and out.
Such a class act.
Yeah, they did a good job.
That's a real class act. I have to tell you, when I'm in Bartlesville, I'm struck by two things. It's a town that seems to be incredibly divided. On the one hand, you got the modern. On the other hand, you have the historic. And I have to be honest, I'm drawn to the historic. I really am. And I want to dwell on that for just a moment if we could, and then we'll get to the other side. But the Phillips Ranch, there's so much history there.
Are you talking Willow Rock, the lodge? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a, well, I shouldn't say hidden. In fact, they just did a video that Pioneer Dream did for them, and it's gorgeous. It goes through all 4 seasons. They'd worked on it over a whole year. But yeah, lots of history there. Obviously, that was Frank Phillips, who started Phillips Petroleum. That was his, he had an in-town home, but that was his getaway, his place to go. And the museum is just, people don't realize the art that is in there. I mean, it rivals Philbrook. I mean, it's got the sculptures, the paintings. Just it's a great museum. So.
And to stand, as I have done, inside the main eating area, where a president once stood, where kings and queens have been, where heads of society of New York and Los Angeles and Chicago have visited, and movers and shakers of this country and others. My Lord in heaven, it's just, it shakes you to your very core. On the other side of that coin, and I need to mention too, Michael Wallace, the author of Route 66, wrote a book in which he gives a chapter over to Mr. Phillips. And there's a line in there where Mr. Phillips goes upstairs where there's a party going on downstairs or a gathering downstairs. And he goes upstairs in one of the bedrooms and closes the door and sits down on the edge of the bed and waits for the wind to blow. I have carried that scene with me for years. Michael crafted that so well, but every time I'm up there, I think of that scene from the book.
How funny.
On the other side of the coin, it's a very modern town.
Yes.
You guys have a great deal going for you. Give us some examples.
Well, our arts and entertainment have really started to take off. Downtown is really starting to see a renaissance, a revival, and so that's been exciting. And that you saw some of that in the footage that we just watched. So that's been exciting going on to see just the arts. We've always been very focused on the arts. We have our own symphony orchestra. We have our own civic ballet. Just a lot of art type organizations for. I mean, it spans the gamut anywhere for children, all the way through. So. We've just expanded. We just keep expanding on that. So, our schools are ranked very, very high. We have some of the top ACT scores compared to other districts our size. We were ranked #2 in the state. There's a lot of factors that go into that, but I mean that's us competing against schools that are almost twice our size, even though they're still in that 6A category. So I mean, just a lot of really good things that we really wanted to highlight in the videos. The problem is, and another reason we did this was the mission of the chamber was we have had really good job growth over the last 20 years. We've had 20% job growth rate, and there's a lot of communities that would love to see that. And so the job growth rate has been really good, but our population growth has only been 2.5%. And so that was something we knew as a chamber, we have got to address that. And we've done a lot of things to do that, but this was just one piece of the arsenal, and it's to get the people that are moving here to a lot of these companies, to our Phillips and to our ConocoPhillips and these various companies, to find out what Bartlesville has, what we're, who we are, because it's just like it said, when does an address become a home? And you can have an address anywhere, and a lot of people choose to have that address, maybe south and go live, further south, Owasso or whatever. But is that really a home? If you watch the entire video, there's a lot that makes Bartlesville your home, and that's what we want people to plug in and it become their home. So anyhow, the whole feel of the video is just, it shows the friendliness, the warmth of the community, how easy it is to plug into the community, be connected, to a very vibrant community, smaller community, which has its advantages. There are times when smaller is better.
I know we're running out of time. I knew this was going to happen. We believe at Rogers State Public Television in Bartlesville. As a matter of fact, as you know, we have plans to open a bureau there so that we'll be able to do things live back and forth. And we hope to be able to pursue that in the coming year.
That'd be great.
Thank you for taking time to visit with us, and congratulations on a great job with a great video, and pass along our job well done to the group that did it.
I will do so. And Bartlesville.com, you can watch all of them. There's actually 6 different ones. So.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Perspectives, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.